On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Bob.
To move up and down quickly and repeatedly, often in a short, jerky motion, to cut, trim, or shorten hair, especially by repeatedly snipping with scissors. Noun, a hairstyle in which the hair is cut short and even all around, usually above the shoulders.
Examples:
Bob a quick curtsy. Bob on the surface of the water. I need to bob my head to the beat of the music.
Terribly.
Very badly, to a great extent or very much.
Examples:
Suffer terribly. I am terribly sorry. His arm was swollen and terribly red.
Develop.
To grow or expand, to improve or refine through a process of progress and refinement, often to achieve greater sophistication or complexity, to elaborate or add detail to something that is in the process of being created.
Examples:
Develop a strategy. Develop a skill. We must develop a new system to streamline our workflow and increase efficiency.
Hint.
An indirect suggestion, a slight but appreciable amount of something.
Examples:
Hint of trouble. Helpful hints. There was no hint of a problem.
Moist.
Slightly wet, a state characterized by the presence of moisture or dampness.
Examples:
Moist soil. Moist climate. My hands felt moist and sweaty during the exam.
Sponge.
A soft material with many microscopic pores that can absorb a large amount of liquid and is used for washing and cleaning.
Examples:
Sea sponge. Metallic sponge. The tiny marine sponge has existed for more than 500 million years.
Capture.
To catch a person or an animal and confine them in an area which they cannot escape.
Examples:
Capture a glimpse. Capture customers' hearts. I was able to capture the moment on film.
Scent.
A distinctive smell, especially a pleasant one.
Examples:
Natural scent. Scent memory. The scent of freshly baked bread filled the bakery.
Breeze.
A gentle wind that is not very strong or forceful, typically cool and refreshing.
Examples:
A breeze from an open window. Fresh ocean breeze. The summer breeze was refreshing after the hot day.
Separate.
To force, take, or pull apart, mark as different.
Examples:
Separate video into chapter. Separate cream from milk. We need to separate the aspect of his personality from the part of his competence when making an investment decision.
Nostril.
Either of the two openings in the nose through which air is breathed.
Examples:
bleeding nostril, clogged nostril. She had a tissue ready to wipe her nostril after a sneeze.
Determinant.
A factor, circumstance, or condition that contributes to the shaping, influencing, or determining of a particular outcome or result.
Examples:
environmental determinant, a determinant of crop yields. One determinant of success is having a positive attitude and a strong work ethic.
Sniff.
To inhale audibly through the nose, often to detect or identify a smell, to draw in air through the nostrils with a quick, audible intake of breath.
Examples:
sniff the air, sniff the perfume. The dog stopped to sniff around the tree, looking for something interesting.
Locate.
To specify or determine the exact position of someone or something.
Examples:
locate a missing pet, locate a tumor. The robot can accurately locate construction material.
Tissue.
An ensemble of similar cells of the animal or plant that together carry out a specific function.
Examples:
a facial tissue, loss of muscle tissue. The researcher separated the nervous tissue for microscopic examinations.
Divide.
To separate or cause to separate into parts or groups.
Examples:
divide the cake into 2 pieces. Divide money equally. Can you divide 123,321 by 11?
Airflow.
The flow of air, especially around a moving object, such as an aircraft or vehicle.
Examples:
airflow duct, high-speed airflow. They thoroughly tested the airflow around their latest Formula car.
Olfactory.
Relating to the sense of smell, connected with the perception of odors or scents.
Examples:
olfactory cortex, olfactory memory. The olfactory senses play a key role in our taste and flavor perception.
Receptor.
An organ having nerve endings that respond to stimulation such as heat or cold and makes the body react in a particular way.
Examples:
cellular receptor, receptor for HIV in humans. Hay fever occurs when a substance called histamine binds to receptors in the nose and eyes.
Clumsy.
Lacking in grace or skill, awkward, cumbersome.
Examples:
clumsy at sports, clumsy attempt. The clumsy waiter accidentally spilled a tray of drinks on a customer.
Exhale.
To breathe out air or vapor from the lungs or mouth, to release or emit something slowly or gently.
Examples:
Exhale a big sigh. Exhale cigarette smoke. He took a deep breath and slowly began to exhale.
Slit.
A narrow cut or opening, often made by a sharp instrument or tool. Verb, to cut or make a long, narrow opening or incision in something, typically with a sharp instrument such as a knife or scissors.
Examples:
Slit pocket. Slit the fabric. He made a small slit in the paper to fit it in the envelope.
Swirl.
To move in a circular or spiral pattern.
Examples:
Swirl the wine. Swirl up dirt and dust. The chef expertly swirled the sauce onto the plate.
Odor.
A distinctive or unpleasant smell, a scent or aroma that can be sensed through the sense of smell.
Examples:
Odor control. Pleasant odor. The odor from the trash can was unbearable, so I had to take it out.
Molecule.
A group of two or more atoms held together by attractive forces known as chemical bonds.
Examples:
Small molecules. Molecule behavior. The shape of the DNA molecule is a double helix.
Concentration.
The ability to focus all your time and energy on one thing without thinking about anything else.
Examples:
Concentration of armaments. His research area of concentration. This exam requires excellent concentration to pass.
Impressive.
Arousing admiration due to size, quality, or skill.
Examples:
Impressive performances. An impressive array of facts. The budget reduction was an impressive feat for our nation.
Nasal.
Relating to the nose or the sense of smell, characterized by or involving the nasal passage.
Examples:
Nasal congestion. Nasal bone. The nasal spray helped alleviate my allergies.
Architecture.
The art and science of designing and constructing buildings.
Examples:
Architecture design. Classic architecture. The city is known for its impressive architecture and beautiful old buildings.
Process.
A series of actions or operations performed to achieve a particular outcome or goal. A systematic procedure or approach used to accomplish a specific task or objective. A method of treating milk to make it suitable for consumption or use in other dairy products.
Examples:
Process improvement. Decision-making process. The process for applying for a visa can be lengthy and complicated.
Scoop.
A tool for lifting or moving substances in bulk, typically using a concave or spoon-shaped end, a piece of news that is obtained or published before anyone else.
Examples:
A scoop of ice cream. Scoop of news. The company's marketing team worked hard to get the scoop on what their target audience wanted.
Dedicate.
To give all of your energy, time, etc., entirely to a specific person, activity, or cause, to set apart for a particular purpose or use.
Examples:
Dedicate a few hours. Dedicate a chapter to the subject. He dedicated his life to helping others.
Relative.
Considered and evaluated through comparison with something else.
Examples:
A remote relative. Relative factors. Most countries prohibit sexual activity between certain close relatives.
Brain.
The organ inside the head that is responsible for one's movement, thought, memory, and feeling.
Examples:
Basic brain function. Permanent brain damage. X-rays revealed a small tumor in his brain.
Distinguish.
To notice or understand the difference between two people or things.
Examples:
Distinguish these two things. Distinguish man from the other animals. This study distinguished 4 different ways to run a business.
Specific.
Clearly defined or particular to a certain thing or situation, distinct, explicit, and precise.
Examples:
Specific instructions. Industry-specific regulations. The scientist conducted a study that provided specific details about the species' behavior.
Detect.
To find or recognize something, especially something difficult to see, hear, etc.
Examples:
Detect a bad event. Detect smuggling across borders. The security camera has detected 4 intruders.
Spritz.
To spray or moisten something lightly with a fine mist or spray of liquid, often for refreshing, cooling, or adding flavor.
Examples:
Spritz perfume. Spritz with water. The bartender will spritz the drink with sparkling water for a refreshing twist.
Perfume.
A liquid that emits and diffuses a pleasant smell, usually used on the skin.
Examples:
A subtle perfume. Perfume every day. He sniffed the perfume voluptuously.
Enclose.
To surround, as with a fence, wall, or barrier, to put within boundaries, to include.
Examples.
Enclose a check with a letter. Enclose area. The walls were enclosed to create a private outdoor space.
Stadium.
A large, usually roofless building with tiers of seats for spectators at sports or other events.
Examples.
Stadium seating. Stadium capacity. The baseball stadium was filled with excited fans eagerly awaiting the start of the game.
Ingredient.
One of the things used to make something, especially one of the foods used to make a particular dish.
Examples.
Secret ingredients. Compound the ingredients. Greed is the primary ingredient in the making of criminals.
Trash.
Discarded material, refuse, or waste.
Examples.
Trash bin. Trash disposal site. The city is taking measures to reduce the amount of trash in the streets.
Insect.
Any small creature that has 6 legs and a body divided into 3 sections.
Examples.
Insect antenna. Insect biology. These insects are more prevalent above a certain latitude.
Distinct.
Noticeable from something else of a similar type.
Examples.
Distinct difference. Distinct from each other. It is essential to keep these 2 issues distinct.
Vomeronasal.
Relating to a specialized sense organ in certain animals, such as reptiles and mammals, that detects pheromones and other chemical signals related to social behaviors and reproductive activities.
Examples.
Vomeronasal neuron. Vomeronasal response. The vomeronasal organ is responsible for sensing pheromones in some animals, such as reptiles and mammals.
Hormone.
A chemical substance made by organs that encourages or influences the development, growth, sex, etc. of an animal and is carried around the body in the blood.
Examples.
Hormone secretion. Female hormone. The doctor diagnosed me with a hormone disorder.
Naturally.
As might be expected, by natural manners.
Examples.
Naturally arising. Naturally regenerated forest. He was naturally gifted.
Release.
To set free or allow to escape from confinement.
Examples.
Release a prisoner. Release CO2 into the air. The animal rights group worked to release the dolphins back into the wild.
Identify.
To recognize someone or something and say or prove who or what they are.
Examples.
Identify handwriting. Identify gene sequences. I will introduce you to how to identify the leading causes of the malfunction.
Hostile.
Unfriendly or aggressively opposed.
Examples:
Take up a hostile attitude. Hostile environment. The hostile takeover of the company was met with resistance from the employees.
Alert.
To warn or arouse to a sense of danger. Adjective, paying close attention or being in a state of readiness for action.
Examples:
Alert consumers to the dangers. Alert system. The company's cybersecurity team alerted the CEO to potential threats.
Emotional.
Relating to people's feelings.
Examples:
Emotional health. Emotional distress. Human emotional responses vary widely depending on the society to which they belong.
Pregnant.
Having a baby or young animal developing in the uterus.
Examples:
Needs of pregnant women. A silence pregnant with suspense. She vacated the position when she got pregnant.
Olfaction.
The sense of smell, the ability to detect and perceive odors or scents.
Examples:
Olfaction testing. Olfaction receptors. Some animals have better olfaction than humans, enabling them to detect prey from farther away.
Primal.
Of or relating to the earliest stage of development, fundamental, primitive.
Examples:
Primal eras. Primal fear. The primal instincts of the animal kicked in when it was threatened.
Bypass.
An alternative road, channel, pipe, or connection that allows flow while the main one is closed or obstructed. Verb, to go past or round.
Examples:
Gastric bypass operation. Bypass circuit. This patient must undergo bypass surgery.
Thalamus.
A midline, interbrain structure that forms a major part of the brain's sensory and motor pathways, receiving signals from various body parts and sending them to appropriate parts of the cerebral cortex for processing.
Examples:
Thalamus function. Thalamus injury. Damage to the thalamus can lead to sensory processing disorders and disruptions in perception.
Structure.
The way of construction of something and the arrangement of its parts, or a complex thing constructed of many parts.
Examples:
The structure of a machine. Structure and function of the brain. The organizational structure of startups is often flat and straightforward.
Involve.
To include or affect someone or something as a necessary part of something else.
Examples:
involve a lot of paperwork, involve a high degree of risk. The investigation involves several government agencies and is expected to take several months.
Emotion:
a strong feeling such as love, anger, etc., deriving from one's situation, mood, or relationships with others.
Examples:
control my emotion, afraid to show emotion. Some emotions are common across cultures and backgrounds.
Instinct:
an inborn behavioral pattern that is often responsive to specific stimuli, an innate feeling that causes you to act or believe that something is true.
Examples:
instinct for self-preservation, aggressive instinct. When faced with a dangerous situation, his initial instinct was to flee.
Perception:
a belief, opinion, or image you have based on how you regard, understand, or interpret something, the ability to see, hear, or notice something through the senses.
Examples:
keen perception, perception of a stimulus. He is a man admired for the depth of his perception.
Immediate:
happening or done without delay or occurring shortly after something else.
Examples:
take immediate effect, the immediate past. Both forts were subject to immediate attacks.
Visceral:
relating to or affecting the internal organs, instinctive or emotional rather than rational, characterized by deep-seated emotional reactions or responses.
Examples:
visceral organ, visceral fear. After watching the horror movie, she had a visceral reaction and couldn't sleep all night.
Amazing:
extremely surprising, especially in a way that you like or admire.
Examples:
amazing advances, the most amazing feeling. The golfer recorded an amazing distance.
Traverse:
to cross or move through a land or water area.
Examples:
traverse the region, traverse a vast extent of sea. Approximately 1,000 automobiles traverse the bridge every day.
Passers-by:
people who are walking past a particular place, often used to refer to a group of people or an undefined number of individuals.
Examples:
passers-by on the sidewalk, group of passers-by. The busy street was filled with passers-by hurrying to their destinations.
Residue:
a substance that remains after a process or reaction, a remnant of something that once existed.
Examples:
residue after evaporation, chemical residue. There was a residue of soap in the bottle that wouldn't come out.
Hydrant:
A pipe with a valve and spout, usually located on streets and used for drawing water, especially for firefighting purposes.
Examples:
Hydrant valve, fire hydrant. The residents reported a leaky hydrant in their community, prompting the city to dispatch a maintenance crew.
Aromatic.
Having a strong, sweet smell, fragrant.
Examples:
Aromatic soap, aromatic spices. The aromatic herbs and spices in the dish made my mouth water.
Bulletin.
A short news report or program on the radio or television, an official statement or broadcast about something important.
Examples:
Bulletin board, the weekly bulletin. They publish a special weekly email bulletin.
Canine.
Relating to or characteristic of dogs or the dog family, having qualities that are similar to those of dogs, such as loyalty or aggressiveness.
Examples:
Canine behavior, canine teeth. The veterinarian recommended a canine-friendly diet for my dog's health.
Collaboration.
The act or situation of working together to create or produce something.
Examples:
Collaboration between companies. Collaboration platform. The partnership program requires a mutual collaboration between both agencies.
React.
To take action in response to something.
Examples:
React at a high temperature. React against his way of thinking. How did he react to your idea?
Distress.
A feeling of great worry, sadness, pain, or discomfort.
Examples:
A signal of distress. Emotional distress. She's been in great distress since she was heartbroken.
Aggression.
The act of attacking or assaulting, hostile or violent behavior.
Examples:
Aggression by a hostile country. Naked aggression. The dog's aggression made it difficult for its owners to take it for a walk.
Threat.
A strong indication or likelihood of harm, danger, or adverse consequences. An expression of intent to inflict harm or injury on someone or something, often made as a means of coercion or intimidation.
Examples:
Economic threat. Environmental threat. The threat of severe weather prompted the city to issue an evacuation warning.
Manifest.
To show something such as feeling, attitude, quality, etc., clearly through signs or actions.
Examples:
Manifest as the word. Manifest displeasure. The Prime Minister manifested his regret for his neighbors.
Recognizable.
Easy to become aware of or identify.
Examples:
To a recognizable degree. Recognizable landmark. His car was easily recognizable in the parking lot.
Invisible.
Impossible or nearly impossible to see.
Examples:
An invisible asset. Invisible stars. The phenomenon is invisible at optical wavelengths.
Bomb.
A weapon that explodes and is used to kill or injure people or to cause damage to something.
Examples:
Atomic bombs. Disarm the bomb. The use of cluster bombs is strictly prohibited by international law.
Cancer.
Abnormal growth of cells that can invade and destroy surrounding tissues and organs. A disease characterized by the uncontrolled growth and spread of abnormal cells.
Examples:
Cancer diagnosis. Cancer research. Breast cancer is the most common type of cancer in women.
Incredible.
Unbelievable, extremely large.
Examples:
Incredible amount. At incredible speed. Her response revealed incredible idiocy.
Rev.
A measure of the rate at which an engine or motor rotates, often expressed in revolutions per minute, RPM, verb, to increase the number of rotations per minute.
Examples:
Low rev engine. Rev up the crowd. He stepped on the gas pedal, and the engine released a loud rev.